Hello and welcome to another edition of AttractWell Office Hours. I'm Coach Ashley, joined today by founder of AttractWell, Greg Kilwine. Hey, Greg.
Hey everyone, we're so glad you're here.
We are thrilled to have you here today. Let us know where you are coming in from in the chat as you are joining us. We are thrilled to see you. Today, we're going to be talking about brand repositioning. So if you are someone who has had a past in a particular field or vertical, and you're shifting into a new offering or even something entirely new, then this is going to be something that's applicable for you. And also, if you are maybe just getting started with getting all of the digital pieces of the puzzle worked out for you, whether that be transitioning over to AttractWell from other platforms, which we will talk a little bit about today, as well as just, making sure that you got the pieces in place that you need without pouring too much of your time, effort, and focus into the wrong things at the wrong time, because that's certainly a possibility as well, because you'll have, as you well know, a million people on the internet trying to sell you their piece of the puzzle and telling you that it's the most critical thing that you need right now. So today, because this really is just about helping you get to where you want to be, AttractWell, of course, being an all-in-one platform, so we don't have to sell you all kinds of, different wacky things. We actually just have the stuff that you need to run your business. We can get clear on what those things might look like for you here today. We will have a member of our community working directly here with us on the call. We'll be going through this process with him directly. And then, of course, if you are here today and you have questions as we're going through this, I want to invite you to add those to the Q&A. And then, of course, I hope that you get so much from learning from a fellow member of our community, as this is someone who is looking to really transition into a new way of offering in business, and of course get his footing with AttractWell and getting started with us. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and bring out, as soon as I can find him here, I'm going to bring out Dr. Guy Henry to chat with us. Hey, Guy, how's it going?
Hello, good, thank you.
Great. It's exciting to chat with you. So I understand from what you've shared with us previously that you've done NGO mission type work, right? And you're moving into coaching?
Yes, I'm still sort of doing the mission work, but I'm kind of passing that off, training new people. And I started coaching about 2.5 years ago, but I'm even seeing that kind of change. So kind of with time getting my footing, my bearings. So ultimately, I'm starting over.
Okay, fantastic. So how about we start with like what you have in place currently that maybe you plan to use, whether that's your offer or any existing business assets like websites and courses, things like that.
Well, the website that I had was from a different company, and so I let that slide. And I really didn't bring a lot of it over because, like I said, so much of the focus is changing. I really wanted to just kind of look at, okay, get fresh thoughts, new offers, new ideas. Although for the last 6-8 months, I've been doing a lot of one-on-ones. I had one team. I'm looking at another team for a company called Chick-fil-A. You probably have heard of here locally. In the area of leadership and self-development. My focus is a lot on self-awareness, and I've become over the past couple of years through some training, switching my focus and really diving deep into the personality analysis, the human behavior aspect, which fits in really well with self-awareness, so that as leaders, whether it's personal leadership or professional, we kind of have to become more self-aware before we can be aware of others. And so that's kind of in general my focus. And so yeah, I've done anywhere from a 1 day to 6 weeks, 6 months, and a 1 year program. So
awesome. Okay. So then and this is, and just for a second here, I want to just switch gears briefly. For everyone who is here today, I want to encourage you to maybe grab a piece of paper. I want to kind of walk through three different things, three different kind of areas of your business or your focus that are going to help instruct you on the best place to go next with what you're doing. And so if you are in a place right now where you're trying to figure out like what you do next, and sort of reorienting yourself around a new perspective and getting started in the digital world, this might be really helpful to you. So the first question, and this would be, the first column, let's just say, Guy, can you tell me about what you're doing currently that you plan to continue doing? So are you seeing clients right now in the way that you intend to moving forward? Or is this really something that is entirely new or from scratch?
It's been a transition from to, so I have been doing somewhat of where I want to go to. Nothing really solidified. I've been kind of just taking it one opportunity at a time, and now not having a website to really lead people to. I feel like that might be one of my next steps, at least getting some basic landing pages, someplace to send somebody for basic information to get started.
For sure.
As it appears, my opportunities are opening, especially, like I say, with Chick-fil-A, that could be a big deal. I will know in a couple of weeks. I've already talked with the manager, and it's got to be done through corporate and all that kind of stuff. So, but the door is really open, and so it's like making me think, okay, I need to get my stuff together here.
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, that alone, that opportunity that you see that's hanging right there, that tells me that a first order of priority is going to be having some kind of a page up, for sure. But I want to make sure that we're able to kind of get a clear game plan here, so that what parts of the pages are going to be most important and transformational for what you're needing right now to get those results that you're looking for. So it sounds like to me right now you're not really maintaining a client base currently, but you do have some really great offers in the pipeline where you could start doing that soon. Is that right?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, I just this past month finished up the clients that I had.
Okay, perfect. So, so generally speaking, and this is really just more instructive for the community, the first thing that you want to look at is the business that is. And so with Guy, he's wrapped up a lot of what he had been doing previously. So he's able to really just kind of have a clean slate, a fresh start. If you are currently serving clients and will continue to serve clients on an offer that you've made previously, even if you're retiring, at the first place that you want to look is, how do I support the business that I currently have and who I'm serving? And the number one way you're going to be doing that majority of the time, if you're a coach, a consultant, or a service provider, is with your time. And so you want to just make sure that you're using and getting yourself familiar with the contact manager in AttractWell, because that is going to give you what you need to stay on top of your pipeline where it comes to getting someone from lead to a customer or client. And then, of course, in keeping track of the work that you're doing with an existing set of clients, leaving notes and giving yourself to-dos, things like that. So that's column one, right? So the second one is, that is your, the business that you have. Can you tell me then about the offer that you're going to be making, the new thing that you're going to be selling? So we know that it's leadership coaching. We've got some of this, these assessments and things like that, self-awareness, these tools that you're going to be integrating. Can you tell me a little bit about the delivery method that you have in mind? Is this going to be one-on-one calls, group calls, in person, recordings? Like what do you see happening? Maybe let's just say when you launch it. So if, let's just say you get this Chick-fil-A deal, what does that look like for how you serve? And then, of course, looking ahead, maybe into the next 2 quarters, how do you want to be showing up with that offer? Like, what's the delivery for that offer that you like to have?
Well, I've done both group digitally as well as live in person. In fact, I had a church staff for a whole year, and I walked them through for a whole year, and that was in person as well. I really like that, but in this world, that has its limitations, right? And so I kind of want to be able to have the ability to do it live and in person if available, but really would like to see that happen, through a digital format. Still beginning with the assessments, and then not only understanding, maybe what my temperament style is, but how to actually apply that, how to actually do something with it, so that I'm not just knowing, what my personality is, but how do I apply that in my job? How can I apply that in my leadership specifically? And then even at home, because the same
Okay.
principles will work. I don't know if I'm answering your question, but yeah, I like working with teams. That's been my expertise over the past almost 30 years in Honduras. But yet, I have done individuals, one-on-ones, and groups. So I guess I'm going to follow, unless I'm really off the mark, kind of following the leads, as they present themselves.
Got you. Okay. Okay. So, but it is your goal then, you could say, to have something that is a bit more leveraged eventually, albeit you're going to take, like you said, following the leads with what comes up for you. So if, for Chick-fil-A, you're going to be there in person and that's the thing, that's what you got, you're going to go with it. You still see yourself further down the line, maybe working with clients in a different format. So maybe in, sort of, here are my recordings, here's my, my sort of group setting, that kind of thing. So you're wanting to move in that direction, but you don't have really, aside from a client showing up and saying, I want you this way, you don't have a specific plan to release your offer in a particular mode. Yeah,
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
really just trying to make myself aware of that's where I need to go. So while
Mhm.
I'm starting, let me also be thinking about, preparing myself for that, being able to leverage that.
Right. For sure. Okay, awesome. So now we've got the business now we've got the offer that we have. And now we'll move into the sort of third column here. Where do you want to go with this? So what's, building the business and the brand that you want. We know that, you have an offer that it sounds like you could offer through a number of different modes. Your expertise that you're ultimately selling, you could transform this into a number of different things. And it sounds like you could probably do it pretty well on the fly. You're really kind of willing to come work with what comes your way, is what it sounds like to me. And you're pretty confident in that. So when you think about what you really want to see transpiring moving forward, and again, in particular, not talking 5-6 years out, I mean, in the next 6 months, what would you really like to see happening if you could wave a magic wand and just kind of intentionally have things appear the way you want them to be?
Yeah, I'm not sure how to articulate that, unfortunately.
Okay.
I just think being I'm not afraid to be busy. So I think just being able to set that up to where in 6 months from now, I guess I have a full plate with that, as
Mhm.
opposed to the full plate with the mirage of things that I have right now. Because during the next 6 months, I also see myself, moving some of these other things that deal with the missions aspect, kind of being replaced by other people. So there's a little bit of a moving, if you will.
Okay.
Hopefully I'm moving this off the plate just as I can, put on some more in its place with the coaching.
Got you. Okay.
I'm at that point in my life where I feel like, okay, I want to kind of give back. I've been doing this for 35 years. And so, yeah, there's been a lot of it on the fly. The culture of that type of work has demanded it. So I'm comfortable with what's on the fly, or something comes up in the middle of a particular, setting or group. I can kind of flow with that. But yet I don't want to live by that, if that makes
Yeah,
sense. I'd like to see
absolutely.
myself a few months from now, this is at least offer 1, 2, 3, and be able to go from there.
Okay. Awesome. So basically what we're looking at here is getting you established. You know what? I have a couple of other questions. Let me ask you this, because it sounds like you know that you want organizations, and teams, that you like doing that. Obviously, you're not limiting yourself to that. Do you have an intention in terms of a sort of target audience and who you want to be found by and seen as the go-to for?
In general, I like people with an innovative thinking, and maybe that are ready to evolve in their leadership, whether they're just coming in or, they've kind of hit a plateau and they want to get into something new, which was the opportunity that I had last year with this particular church staff. They had reached a plateau and was looking at what to do and how to get past it. So I enjoyed that because I consider that evolving.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
in my audience, although and again, part of my transition difficulties is that the culture that I've been involved in for these past 25 plus years as a missionary has restricted a little bit of my influence in the USA.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm just kind of, I've only re-entered the USA 2 years ago. So I'm a newbie in that sense. Half
Right.
my life here, half my life in Honduras, and now I'm coming back and starting over. So I'm not only starting over in business, but I'm starting over in living. You know, we just got
Mhm.
a house in February, so I'm not sure if all that's answering the question, but yeah, I think I would tend to, somewhat small to medium businesses that are looking to, kind of evolve, and especially in the area of leadership and conflict resolution, teamwork.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay. Well, and I can tell from previous correspondence, between our team and you, that you have, I think, a good amount of clarity of who you're serving, and what you're helping them do. I particularly love the divine disruptor piece. It's awesome language.
Okay.
So you know who you're serving. Um, if you were to, and I know that this might be a little bit of a stretch of an exercise right now, because I think that you do have an opportunity here to kind of dig in and hone in on the main problem you solve, and for whom that does still seem to be just a touch big right now. But perhaps with a quick thought exercise, we can arrive there. Um, if you were to be called in, let's just pretend there's a 3 a.m. phone call. We know that this is our guy. Guy is our guy. What are they calling you in to do? And who is it?
um, yeah, you're right. That is a pretty good question. um, I would assume it could be, if they're going to get a call, if I'm going to get a call at 3 a.m. If that being the case, I would assume that it's some kind of a strategic and or conflict type of situation.
Okay. 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 And it's 3 a.m. is kind of a hypothetical, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just somebody who's like, that's my guy. So there may be an opportunity here to kind of dig in a little deeper with that. I think you have access to the AttractWell pipeline igniter. If I think, I'm pretty sure you do.
I do.
If
Yes, I believe I do.
Okay, yeah. So the first three lessons in that really kind of get into this. So, who's your who, what is it that they want, and then how do you help them get it? So I would definitely give some time to that.
Okay.
And because that's going to help you kind of narrow in and really understand who am I for. So basically, with these 3 columns that we've just talked about here, it's, our systems that serve our current business. There is the offer that we're making, and then there's the entryway, the doorway, our brand, how people actually, come into our spider web here and wind up a client. And so for you, from what you've just shared, obviously knowing that you've got a potential great contract on the line, and one that I would assume, could actually feed more future work if you were to get that. I think that the
Yes.
absolute first order of business is going to be putting up your homepage. And what I would do with your homepage is keep it incredibly simple. Share who you are, who you're about, as much of the who you're for and how you help them that you can fit in there, the better. But even if it's just, here's who I am, this is how I've spent my life, this is who I help, and then here's how to get in touch with me, and just have it be that. And that would be the first thing, because you want to have something that's up there that's you, right? If you've got
Yeah.
some testimonials, obviously you want to try to include those. That'd be priority number 1 for you right now, because you have that opportunity in the pipeline, is to get a website built. Next priority is going to be to really figure out who is my who and what is their what, right? And what you're going to want to do there, and this is from the pipeline igniter specifically, I don't know how much of it you've done. After you complete those first 3 lessons, you have basically a map of what it looks like to work with you, where you start out in, Nashville and you've got this problem and we got to get to Chicago, right? And so we're going to go through these cities and here's the roadmap. We're going to wind around there and you're going to have everything that you want when we get to Chicago, right? So that's what you've created when you outline what you do, how you help somebody. And you're going to basically show them instead of and this is for your lead magnet that you'll eventually make. You don't have to have one to make your homepage. Like I would just make the homepage so you can get the Chick-fil-A deal, right? Do that first. And then you want to create, the next thing you want to do is to create a funnel that attracts the people who you really want to be working with. And so in using the pipeline igniter, defining who your person is and what it is that's important to them, and then outlining how it is you help them get what they want. What I want you to do is to find one stretch of that journey, right? So, if we're going Nashville to Chicago, maybe this is, Nashville to Cincinnati or something, right? How I can get you that far. Here's how you do it. I'm giving it to you for free, right? And for you, that could be any number of different things that you offer. It could be a call with you. It could be a PDF. It could be a video, lots of different things that you could put there. There's not really a single correct answer. But your next goal is going to be to have some kind of a thing that collects leads on your website.
Okay.
Right.
I have a lead magnet in the making.
Oh, fabulous. What is it?
It's a PDF. It's like a 4-page, but with, some images and things like that to keep it. It's almost done, but not ready to show off yet. But yeah, at least that's something.
Yeah. Fantastic. There you go. So you're almost close to having that figured out. And then, because you are comfortable in serving in, multitude of ways, I'm not suggesting that you put the creation of your offer and its assets higher up than those other two. But, the final piece that you're going to want to work on, and it's not necessarily final, obviously, everything's a work in progress. But once you have your website up, a workable version of your website up, and then of course you've got something there that people can opt into to get on your list. You do want to be looking at how you can serve your people in a leveraged way, right? So the way that I really love doing this, and this is sort of a transition from one-on-one coaching into organizational or group coaching, that is to coursify your coaching. And I have a video on our YouTube channel where we talk about this. Basically what you're doing is you're outlining that journey. We're going from here to here on the map. And, generally speaking, you're going to be sharing some terms, some concepts, giving some assignments, things like that you're going to probably do with most people or organizations that you work with. So it's going to be advantageous for you to maybe record a video that teaches that, so that you're telling them to go watch it. So you don't have to be on the phone or in person with them teaching it for the 27 millionth time. You can actually have them partake of that and then spend your time, truly closing the gaps with your coaching when you're actually working together. So that would be really kind of the final piece of the core of what you need. And everything from there is just improvement, right? Where you add a sales page so that you aren't just selling when you're speaking to people, or where you add in, an email campaign that nurtures people toward a next stage in the funnel. Those are things that you add on later, but the three core things that you need are going to be, obviously you've got the how I serve my people worked out for now, because this is from scratch. But you need to have a place for people to see that you're a real human who does real things on your website. And then, a way for them to not just use a contact form, but to actually get something of value from you and see what you're about. And then of course, finally, you need more than anything, you need a way to be able to serve more without compromising, your work-life balance or quality of what you're doing.
Okay. Yeah.
So does that make sense? Does that help?
It does. Yeah. It gives me some homework for sure.
Yes.
More
yes.
than a
Awesome.
day's worth.
Is there anything that you feel like you want to see or know about to move ahead in terms of just like in the system stuff, or do you feel pretty good about it?
I've been trying to become familiar with it. I don't know that I'm ready yet to ask.
Okay.
what that is, but I'll start putting together some of the content, the copy, and then I may need some help, at least setting up that first page and figuring out
All
how to
right.
do that. Yeah.
Well, we're here for that. We're here every Thursday.
Yes. I think I may be here as well.
All right, fantastic. Well, thanks for coming out and sharing this with us. And we so look forward to seeing where you go with this.
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome, awesome. So I see, Yulia, you want to take a look at your website today? Would love to take a look at your website today. Let me go ahead and bring you out to chat. Hi.
Hi
Hear me?
guys. Oh, I'm so
Hey.
happy.
All right, let's go take a look. Let's see. Is this, let me see. The link that you've put here.
So this is the website that I already have. With
Okay.
the domain name Inspired Piano Player.
Okay.
So I was updating it this past 2 weeks. So
Mhm.
that way it kind of like makes sense. So where I want to direct people. And
Okay.
if you see there is a page that says piano online course, that's where I want to dedicate this whole thing that brings to AttractWell, where I'm going to host my courses and membership site. So this is going to be like the main
Got
if
you.
it's even possible. This is like what's in my head,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah,
possible.
absolutely. Here, okay, so let's go take a look at that real quick. And yeah, we can take a look at how you can connect that to AttractWell. All right. Let's go look. Okay, so this is your site. Okay, so when you said piano resources, this is where you were planning to connect your AttractWell?
No, on the
Oh,
home page,
okay.
like if you go on the home page, right underneath this, you see there is says piano. Yes, right here. So when people click there, I want them to be directed to Piano Online School, which is I have the main name, Piano Online School. So this is contact form, which is not connected to anything. So right now, since I'm still building my course, I would like to still people connect to AttractWell so I can start building the list and people interested in that while I'm still building.
Got you. Okay. Yeah. So what I would do here is create a form just use a landing page right here in your account. So we go to create landing page, maybe this here. And maybe you could put a picture of a piano or whatever here that you want to, and then you can say whatever you want to say here, right? So just copy some of what you have on this page here that you want to share. And then when you are in your other website manager, what you would do is you would link to this landing page instead of this, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
And that way, the people is going to be directed to customer page in AttractWell, right? So that way I can, whatever I need to do, I have to do it through AttractWell dashboard.
Right. Yeah. So if somebody puts their information in, if you were to create a landing page like this, they would wind up in your contacts in your AttractWell system. Yeah. And so from there, you can send the automated emails or the personal emails or texts. They can be added to your vault when you have the online course ready. And then of course, yeah, they would all be in here. So yeah, that's what I would do. And actually, inspiredpianoplayer.com, is that going to be where they go to purchase the courses and everything? Is that going to be your AttractWell website? Is going to be this Inspired Piano Player one?
Because this website existed already for many years, and it already has its own SEO with some of the words. So I don't want to just completely disconnect. Of course, I would like to have as the main site is AttractWell, but in the case that people still get to my website because it's already in so many places,
Yeah.
so they have to page. So I just wanted to kind of like integrate it so one goes
Mhm.
into another and I'm not losing anything.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's, I see that it's more of a rare instance where I see that, you already are getting good SEO with your website. And so you don't want to totally recreate it. In that case, you just basically want to use this web page as a way to
Mhm.
point to everything on AttractWell, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, maintain any of the things like blog posts and stuff like that that you use to get the SEO ranking in the first place, of course.
Mhm.
But when they go to Piano Online School, then they could go to pianoonlineschool.com, and that is your AttractWell site. And so that's where they
Yeah.
can sign up, and they can go to the sales page, and they can do all of that stuff. And you could also, like, for the resources, the piano resources, you could send this over to AttractWell as well. So, you could have a page in AttractWell where you offer, here are my downloads, or, whatever those things might be.
Yeah, lead magnets. Yeah. Yeah,
Exactly.
you always make it so easy. I was like thinking how I can put it all together and be just like, okay, just go here, so easy.
Well, well, thank you. But really, yeah, all you need to do is just create a page for this and this and this and this, and just send them all to AttractWell. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank
Yeah,
you so much.
absolutely.
God.
Thanks for coming out and sharing with us. All right, Shirley has a question. Just started using AttractWell to coach a couple and gave them an assessment through the online course to fill out and send back to me, one for each of them. I only have the one email address for them right now and was wondering if they can both send 2 assessments, one for each, back on that homework button. You can upload multiple files. When they're logged in, they have the ability to X out and like delete something that they've added previously. So if they wanted to do that, they could, but you can upload multiple files to a homework inside of Vaults and AttractWell, which is pretty cool. Because let's just say, for instance, you're a service provider and you want to get a bunch of photos or documents or something like that from a client. You can get all that in one place. I love doing it that way. You don't have to have like a Dropbox login and a Google Docs over here. I do like to use Trello because it's just the visual layout when you're doing bigger projects. But yeah, generally speaking, love using the homework feature in AttractWell online courses to collect important things from clients. All right. So if anybody else has a request to have a review or talk through, if you're kind of in a place where you're looking to pivot, there is no wrong question. Feel free to just go ahead and I'm going to lower all hands. If you would like to chat, feel free to raise your hand. I'll bring you out and we'll talk. But what I want to return to really quick is what we were chatting about with Guy previously is, when you're trying to assess what to do next in your business or where to start, it's important first to look at the business that you have, right? That's the very first thing that we should look at is, what do I have right now? Because I need to make sure that I continue serving at the level I promised, right? With what I currently have. And so in AttractWell, what that's generally going to look like is follow-up plans, which are awesome. We have some really great trainings on that on our YouTube channel. It's just basically a way for you to have a to-do that's the same to-do list for every client on a particular offer, for instance, or for every lead for a particular offer. You could have the same set of to-dos, so you're working in a systematized way. And then just using the contact manager as one would anyway, where you've got someone's name, their contact information, and a history of how you've interacted, because you go in and you put that information into their contact card. That's your first priority is, what is the business I have right now? The next one is looking at, well, what am I offering, right? What is the thing, if this is new, how am I offering it? Is it something that I need to build something, create something in order to be able to offer? If so, obviously that's going to bump everything up to the top of the priority list, right? And then of course, if it is just they get to meet with you, if you're coaching and it's just one-on-ones, then that's a bit simpler. From there, we need a presence, right? And ideally a presence that attracts leads, that converts leads, but make it a presence first and do one thing at a time. Know that this is always a work in progress. Everything is always a work in progress. All right, I see a hand raised. Hi, Lynn. Let's talk.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I noticed something on my website that is no longer working, and I was wondering if you could either show me how to fix it or whatever.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it's linnesullivan.com,
Okay.
and in the header bar, there are a couple of links that when you click on them, don't go anywhere. They go back to the main page. And they used to work and now they're not working. So I'm kind of confused as to what's going on because it's the ULA and the books.
Okay. Okay. I see that there is, okay, and the books. Huh. All right. Yeah, let's go take a look at your menu and see what's happening there.
Okay, because I don't know that I changed anything, so I couldn't figure out what was going on with that.
Sure. So ULA here links to a URL. And it looks like you have a page called ULA. Let's actually go look at that and verify that that is. Okay, so two things. Number one, let me accept
Okay.
this. Okay, number one, I highly recommend you take maybe 10-15 minutes this week, follow the 404 page training on our YouTube channel and set up a 404 page for yourself. Because if that were set up, then you would see that that we're dealing with broken links.
Okay.
Right? So what we're dealing with here is that when you created that ULA sort of tab on your menu, this was the name of that page. But I suspect if we go and we find that ULA page, it's going to have a different slug here at the end. It's going to have a different name. So let's go check that out real quick under your pages.
Yeah,
It
because
may be that you've
I'm not the
changed
one
those
who set it
pages.
up, so that's why I'm kind of confused.
Got you. No problem. We can fix it. All right. So here's our ULA page. Settings. Okay, it's called ULA. Oh, you know what it was? Greg, it's not plural pages, it's page, yes?
Correct.
Yeah,
Yep. If you
that's what
just
it
view the
is.
URL there, you
Yep,
can copy that link.
yep, yep. So in fact, it is page/ULA, and that should be fine. So that matters.
Okay.
And this, yep, looks like that's the same.
Okay.
So this is actually, that's even simpler. So let me refresh this real quick and it should work just fine for you. So we'll go to ULA. There's our ULA page.
Yay!
Yeah, we'll go to books. There's a books page. Yes, you got it. So yeah, that was just a matter of just a tiny typo in the in the menu up here, just tiny typo. It said pages instead of page right there. So
Okay.
yeah, so what I would encourage you to do is like I mentioned, just create a 404 page because that's going to help you to know that that a page is not linked correctly. And you're going to be, so right now it's set to your site's homepage. And if you have a 404 page, which I don't believe you do, yeah. If you have a 404 page, then it's actually going to say, oops, can't find it. And that'll at least give you an idea of like, oh, this, I need to go fix a broken link somewhere.
Okay, so will it notify me when a link is broken, or do I just have to find it?
Yeah, you would have to find it.
Yeah.
Although that's an interesting wish list item, maybe. Right? Awesome. Yeah, so I'm glad we
Yeah,
could
they're
help you with
actually, I
that.
mean,
Yeah,
if you
thanks
want
so
to,
much.
there is actually a service that called linktiger.com, I think is what it is, that will crawl your site. You pay them a monthly fee and they give you an email daily if you have broken links or not. But most people don't need it on a regular basis, but it is possible.
Yeah, if you have a ginormous website, that might make sense. But great. Well, I'm glad it was as easy as that, Lynn.
Woohoo!
Awesome. Good work on your
Thank you.
site, by the way. Absolutely. All right, looks like we got a couple more questions here. Bunny Sings Wolf, I had an interview where I sent folks to a page I made with Greg's awesome help where folks could sign up to get a free video to receive an email. Awesome. Don't know how to connect that page. So Bunny, if you would like to chat, just raise your hand here or just type in and let us know, and we can talk through that with you if you'd like. Let me see. Is that something that are you able to talk right now, Bunny? I could bring you out to talk through this together. Otherwise, I suppose I could try to answer this here. So what you want is to send folks to a page to
She
get a
did say
free
yes
video.
at the
Yes. Oh, she
end
did.
there,
Okay.
in Q&A, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So I missed it. Perfect. So I'm going to bring you out to chat. Hello. I think you might need to unmute yourself. I think you, there you go. You did. Hi.
Yes, hi there. Sorry, I'm a little slow.
No worries. You're great. All right. So you're interested in, you want to connect that landing page to an appropriate email so you can send them a Dropbox link where they can access the video.
That's it. Yep.
That's it. All right. Let me go log into your account real quick and we will get that figured out. So basically what you want to do is you want to create a campaign. That's what the message is going to be. So the campaign, and actually let me find your landing page here real quick that was already created. Oh, it's a page. It must have been a page, not a landing page. Okay, here we go. So we can always see what is going to be sent to someone. And I don't think I'm actually sharing my screen. Forgive me. Let me go pull that up. You can actually see what's been sent to someone or what's going to be sent to someone. If you check out the settings on a page or a landing page, and it's going to be under lead settings if you're on pages. And so
Okay.
it looks like here, we have a free music video campaign. So we do have an existing message that's going to send out. So if I'm going to click that button and we can go edit it. And here's your free music video. And this is an MP4 file that may or may not send via email, not sure, but you were wanting to send them to a Dropbox link, right?
Well, I think what you're looking at now, maybe Greg set that up for me yesterday. I didn't
Okay.
even know how to open it to see that great picture there. Thank you, Greg. But and if this is what they're getting when they're opting in, that's great, because I'm sure shortly, I mean, I just did the interview, so people will be going to that page. But I did create another page that actually gives a Dropbox address and my response to their signing up. And I'm not sure where I put that in there because it was like 1:30 this morning, and this is a brand new program for me, but it's really easy to learn. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
Trying to learn it really fast.
yeah, let's go see where we might find it. So here we go. Here's campaigns. Sending free music. This is it?
Yep, that's it.
Okay. Your free video. Aha, so this is it.
Yep.
Beautiful. Okay. And what about this one? Are you adding them to a vault? Do you have a vault?
No, I just accidentally opened that up and I didn't know what a vault was.
No worries. Don't worry about it. We're going to get rid of it. We're good. You're good. Okay. So would you prefer to send them this message?
Yes.
When they opt in? Okay, perfect. So that is a really simple thing to do. So we know that this is called sending free music video freebie. So that's done. We're going to go back to our page here. And we're going to go to its settings and then to the leads tab. And then under campaigns, because that's what that is, we're just going to click here and we're going to go find it. And there it is right there. And then finally, we'll say done, we'll save it. And now that's what people will get when they opt in on this page.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. It's as simple as that.
Oh my goodness. I'm totally awed by you guys. I've watched your $7 training, $17 training when I first signed up, and I signed up in the course. The first I've been talking with Greg, and then in the course of in between our emails, I signed up at AttractWell and took the course. And it's just, I have learned so much in the last 2 days that I've been dying to learn for the last 6 months. So thank you so much for making it so clear and beautiful. And I'm really excited to be here.
Well, we are so happy that you're here and that we could help you. We're here every week. Come check us out. We're here to help.
Alrighty, awesome.
Yeah. All right. Glad you are part of this community and glad that all of you are here today. If anyone else has a request for a look over of your work, if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the Q&A, or of course you could raise your hand and you could come out to chat. We still do have a bit more time for the top of the hour when we typically close off our call. So feel free to ask away and we'd be happy to chat with you. Melody, good question. Do we need to sign up for the workshop series starting in January? You do not. You are good to go. You're going to be receiving some information about that coming up here soon. We are so thrilled to have you guys here. All right, Dr. Lorette has a question. Can different vaults have different URLs to access them? So where URLs are concerned and as they attach to our system, they are, you can have one that is like truly like attached to your AttractWell account. Greg probably has better words for this than me. But you can use other URLs to forward to pages or to vaults or to your member area or what have you, to your liking. And that's just going to be a matter of going into your domain management, wherever you have that, and then just pointing to whatever the URL is on your AttractWell account, be that to a vault or to a page on your site. If you are going to want to differentiate on pages and such, or URLs that you use for different offers in a vault or inside your member area, I would encourage you to have, like, so let's just say, for instance, you use this example, drlorette.net for coaching and something different for the weight loss without willpower course and membership. I would have a page on your AttractWell site that is the main page for weight loss without willpower. And from that page, maybe you don't use your regular site menu on it. Maybe you create like a bar up at the top and you put your own sort of special menu in there where people can log in, and that sends them to the member area login. Or they could learn more, they could get a freebie or whatever. But you would be sending them from whatever that URL is to that page, because your let's just say, for instance, you have different offerings inside of your member area than just this weight loss without willpower that you're wanting to have sort of branded separately. Your member area is always going to be the same URL as your website or as your Get Oiling system. And so if you have separate offerings inside of there, you can't really add a different, like, point to a vault with a unique URL successfully, because they are going to have to go to the member area and sign in. Right. So I would use like a page on your site as the front door to that. I hope that makes sense. Please feel free to ask more questions if it didn't, and you want more clarification there. You guys, such great work you guys have been doing, and amazing questions. So inspiring to be in this group of folks doing great work out in the world. And yeah, we're just so thrilled to be with you here and to help you on your journey. Let me see if we got another question here. Okay, awesome. We're here to help whenever you need it. Let us know. Awesome. So I guess last call here. If you have a request, if you want to look over something together, if you have a question, if you feel hung up or stuck on something, open season here for you. Just make sure, if you are, again, starting from scratch or you're starting over, assess the business you have, make sure you're clear on how you'll deliver the offer that's new. And then from there, you want to have your presence set up for the world. Because I mean, obviously, as a business, first we've got the money we're making, the money we will make, and then how are we going to make more of it? Like, it's that order, basically, right? I hope that little logical stretch there helps you guys. Let me see. Abigail, get your hand up. Hi, come on out.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
I actually signed up for a review at the end of the month, but I'm just starting and getting my sort of wrapping my head around the philosophy, changing from my website, which as you say, was kind of an expensive business card because it wasn't really being used. So I'm moving over and have just sort of designed a homepage that I think is going to work. And my other website had everything on one page, including the my prices, because I don't necessarily want to chat with somebody until they know sort of what the prices are. So I have now done the landing page where I'm sort of following your advice and doing the I just introduce myself, and then I have some testimonials. And now I'm trying to build the landing page that has my pricing and offers. Does that sound strategically like the sort of what I should be doing? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. That sounds great.
My other question was because the other thing that I really want to do is be able to send out emails, like a newsletter from AttractWell, and I'm using ConvertKit. Can I move over those? I don't have that big a list, so I could do it manually, but is there a way to sort of upload those contacts?
Yeah, absolutely. And I believe we have a training in about the contact manager in our on our YouTube channel. But yeah, basically what you're going to do there is go into your, I can show you where it is real quick. Just one second. Let me make sure you don't have anything in here that yeah, we're good to go. You don't have anyone in there. Okay. So yeah, what you're going to do is you're going to go to under contacts, you're going to go to settings, and then you're going to go to import. And so basically what I would do here is, and you mentioned if the list isn't terribly big, this is something that you could go in and kind of do some manual work to. But one way that you could definitely do this, and how I typically recommend if you're moving over from another system, is your list segmented?
No.
Okay. Yeah. So then you don't even have to worry about that first step. If you do have a segmented list, though, for anybody who's watching, I would download your lists, plural, from whatever your provider is that you've been using with their associated tags. So like if your tag creates a segment where this is my client segment, this is my lead segment, this is my whatever podcast segment, what have you, download in those individual ones so that when you're uploading here, you can keep those designations intact. But in your case, because it's kind of open season, it's all one kind of contact. All you need to do is download as a CSV from, in your case, ConvertKit, your contacts, and then you can upload them here. And that's basically it. I would encourage you to make sure that you have the same email address that you're going to be emailing from AttractWell as you have been using for ConvertKit. And because you don't want to be getting flagged for spam and things like that if they don't recognize your email address.
That's a really good point, because I did sign up with ConvertKit with a Gmail, and I do have my own. Abby at Abigail Rake. Okay, yeah, I'll change. So I just changed that over in AttractWell. Yeah.
Well, what you could do if you still have ConvertKit and have the ability to mail from there is you can let them know if you're planning this. You could email out. Are you already emailing on a regular basis?
No, that's
okay.
Yeah.
When's the last time, maybe on average, like when's the last time somebody might have heard from you on that list?
Oh, last month.
Okay. Yeah. So I would send something sooner than later using what you already have and saying, hey, you're going to be getting an email, a message from me soon that, it's going to have my new email address. Like you could basically let them know, but send it from that one first so that they know what's coming. And then you can just carry on with AttractWell using exactly, what you want, which in this case is the right move, an email address from your own domain.
Right. Good point. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad that was easy enough. All right. Let's see. I think we had one more question. Could you please explain the difference between classes and vaults? I bought the extra classes option, but not sure how to use them. Yeah, so Dr. Lorette, the classes are a part of Vaults. So think about it like this. You've got a member area is a container, and only one size shape can go into that container, and that size is Vault, right? The shape of content that goes into a member area is called a Vault. And I will actually go log into the AttractWell member area to show you exactly what this means. All right, so a member area has one kind of content. That content is Vaults. Log in here. Okay, so this is a member area. What you see here, these three things, these are Vaults. Inside of Vaults, you can have certain kinds of content. One of those types of content are online classes. And you can see right here, because I don't have this personalized, it has a little hat next to it. You can also have discussion rooms inside of your Vaults, and you can have pages in your Vaults. An online class inside of a Vault is where you're actually going to see, you know, this sequence of lessons where you can have things like homework and downloads and videos and discussion and things like that. So that's the difference. A Vault is a container, and Vaults hold your online classes, your discussion rooms, and any pages that you would want to have inside of a course, a membership, a community, etc. All right, how can I redirect my Piano Online School domain to AttractWell? So if you are wanting that to be your main URL for AttractWell, just reach out to our team, just support at attractwell.com, and we can get you what you need to get that set up. It's pretty simple and straightforward. So excited for you to have that in place, and for everyone who's doing such great work in this system. So I want to encourage you to take a moment, if you can, head over to Facebook to our community. And if you aren't a member yet, definitely join. And if you are, once you're in there, let folks know what you're working on this week. Let us know something that you're excited about working on. And let's really take this energy forward as we grow together. There's so many incredible people here working on so many amazing complementary things for each other. It's just a really wonderful mastermind opportunity in that group. I think we've successfully attracted a really incredible crowd of people, and I think you'll all enjoy each other very much. So if you head over there, you can make some new friends, gain some new wisdom and inspiration, and we certainly do gain all of those things from having you as a part of our life and community as well. So we look forward to seeing you next week. We're back here at 2 o'clock Eastern time next Thursday. And again, you guys, great work this week, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.